Hello everyone, today we are going to unbox a PS4 game, BlazBlue, Central Fiction, and this is a limited edition. So first thing we are going to look is this game is only on PlayStation, which is available on both PS3 and PS4. So now let's look into the cover. So on the cover we see 3 characters. And let's look around the box now. So in the side we see it's like this. And on the top, which is the same thing, they say BlazBlue Central Fiction Limited Edition. And the other side, it's also the same. And the bottom is nothing. So let's check the back. So in the back, we see 3 gameplay pictures. And also we see a very nice artwork design here. And I'm not going to read into those details here. I will look into when we actually unbox the game inside. But one thing I want to talk about is what included in this limited edition. So it comes with PS4 game, of course, and an art book which has 100 pages. Also, soundtrack, and finally is a figure. So now let's remove the shrink wrap and see what's actually inside this limited edition. Okay, now let's figure out how can I remove this shrink wrap. So I think I'm going to cut from here with my scissor. So let's cut from here carefully. Okay. So So let's remove the shrink wrap. Now let's remove the sleeve outside. So we remove. So we see it's pretty much the same artwork. Besides, they just remove their jacket actually. So if you look here, yeah, they just remove both characters' jacket. So if you want the comparison, and so that's it. And let's look around the box. So nothing. And the back, that's something like a symbol. And now I think let's just open the box. So now let's open this box. So that's it. So my first impression is there are a lot of space and very poor protection to the item inside. So first thing we are going to look is this figure. So this is the figure, and so I might open it if I have enough time in the end. Otherwise I probably will do another video for this. So it depends on how long this video is going to take. And next thing we see is, I think this is a soundtrack. Are you fucking serious? I mean, this is a limited edition that they give a soundtrack kind of like in cardboard only. This is really cheap. I mean, I can understand if you are like a launch edition, you give like this. I totally understand, but this is a $90 limited edition, and you give like a cardboard. It's really unacceptable actually. And I can't understand why they do it, because the way they package, if they put a jewel case, it's probably going to crack. But they still can use this kind of package. This still can avoid being like a damage. So it's very disappointing they actually just use a cardboard, and it's like a 10 songs. So we will look into this later. And next is the game, which we will unbox this later also. And finally, it's actually the art book, hardcover. And we will look into this now, I think. So yeah, so let's look into this now. Now I move back to my desk. Now let's check this art book. So it's a hardcover, and let's open it. So there are actually 100 pages. I actually watched other people's unboxing before, and it seems like there are some interesting pictures in this art book. So I actually need to check by myself. And looks alright now. And okay, so yeah, it does have some interesting pictures. Very interesting. I'm not going to go over every page. I'm just quickly looking into a certain page, I guess. Wow. Very interesting. I thought this is a fighting game, and while they have a picture, looks like they are from like a Senran Kakura series. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, especially like this one. Are you kidding me? And there's more. Yeah, it doesn't really match the fighting game. So I guess there's more here. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, let's quickly go over. Yeah, so the final page. So the final page is just like something to say thank you for playing, and this, so which this is a cover for the outside box. So I think that's it, and this is the back. So this is for the art book. Very interesting. And now let's check this very cheap looking soundtrack. So this is a cover. We see 6 characters, and in the back there are totally 10 songs. And let's remove the shrink wrap to see what the disc look like. Finally, let's remove the shrink wrap. Okay, let's check the disc. So here's a disc. Taking this, I really like the disc design actually. The color is really cool. And there's another for sale. Okay, so this is a soundtrack. So now let's look into the game. So on the cover we see there are many characters here. And again, this game is only on PlayStation, which is PS3 and PS4. And I think in Japan they actually have the arcade machine for this game. And now let's look at the side quickly, and let's look at the back. So in the back we see the 3 same gameplay pictures we see before. And on the top they say a climax of BlazBlue, the pinnacle of 2D fighting games, has arrived. And here they talk a little bit about game features. So they have a pretty epic story and incredible artwork. And new characters enter the fray, which they say there are totally 32 characters. And they talk about like a network play, so you can play with other player online, obvious since it's a fighting game. And now let's look into some detail. So this is a 1 to 2 players game, require minimum 32 GB hard drive space. It's actually pretty huge for a fighting game. And online play is totally optional. So now let's open it to see what we have inside. So let's open it. And I want to say the shrink wrap looks really bad actually. It looks very loose. And let's just cut it from here. And let's remove the seal. Okay, it's actually really heavy, so let's open it. I'm pretty sure there's something inside besides the disc. Yep, there's a manual. So let's check this manual first. So here's the manual. Oh, it's actually black and white. So some introduction. Talk about button controls. Game screen, characters select screen, some fighting system information, list of game mod. Yeah, okay. Talk a little bit about a player match, online lobby, and the notes. You can take some notes in the end. So, and there's some limited warranty, I think. And there's the back. So Pretty nice. They still have a menu. And let's look into the disc. So here's again disc. So which looks pretty much, yeah, it's same as a cover actually. And behind the disc there's nothing actually. So I think that's for the game itself. And now let's move back to the limited edition. This is BlazBlue Central Fiction Limited Edition for PS4. I want to say I'm glad I only paid around $40 for this limited edition. This one definitely does not worth $90 by looking this cheap looking soundtrack. And for the art book, it's actually nice if you like a Senran Kakura Dead or Alive series. Then you probably will enjoy this art book a lot. And for the figure, most likely I will unbox this in a separate video. But to be honest, I'm not a huge collector for this kind of figure. So I want to say overall I'm a little bit disappointed, but since I only paid like $40, so I can deal with it. And for your information, there are currently 4 free DLC you can download on PS Store. So if you have this game, don't forget to check it out. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more unboxing in the future.